am ready for combat whenever you are.
Okay, Marvin. Hey, everybody. Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Multiverses. Last time,
Select your combatant
I
swiftly.
did a few matches with Samurai Jack, and I got my ass handed to me, really, but I'm getting the hang of using him a bit better. I'm getting the hang of how it works and all. So, today, we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled, for the most part, that is, characters that I like using, and we're almost done, really. Like, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only got 6 left, really. But I am thinking about doing redos of Agent Smith, Jason, and the Joker, because I've gotten a lot better with them considerably. And the same can go to Samurai Jack, that I can do a redo on him because I'm getting a lot better with it. But at the same time, I'm also going to at least show off the other characters. I don't use them really regularly, but I do use them, I'll use them sometimes during the Rift segments, mostly to level up and complete certain objectives. But leveling them up is good because it means that I can get additional perk currency and fighter currency, and more importantly, Gleamium. Speaking of, here's where I'm at the Battle Pass at the moment. As for events, I took care of that. Power Pledge, all done. This will be coming out in the next day. I've been getting less and less daily missions, and it's something that's bothering me that for some reason on some days, you only get like 2 or maybe 3 missions, when normally you're supposed to have like a number of them. Of course, once this refreshes the next day, I'll probably have a reasonable amount of them, and the same goes to weekly missions. I'll have a good, reasonable amount of them. Let me look at the events again. When does this end? Okay, it ends tomorrow. Samurai Jack is going on for another 7 days. And this will end tomorrow as well. This will also end tomorrow. Oh. This will open up next week. Okay, that's good. Alright, enough, enough fooling around. Let's get to where it matters. I'm going to do my matches with Marvin, and yeah, simple as that. So, let us begin.
Yes. Face me and
Alrighty,
combat,
Marvin the
clown.
Martian. Marvin's history, I mean, he's been in his fair amount of cartoons against Bugs Bunny, but he's also been in a few of them against Daffy Duck as Duck Dodgers, really. But he was mostly a Bugs Bunny enemy to deal with. Part of Marvin's character is being a Martian from Mars who usually wants to destroy Earth or conquer it. It really depends, but part of it just comes from the fact that reasons he wants to destroy Earth or conquer it vary, but the reason he wishes to destroy Earth, as silly as it sounds, because Earth blocks his view from Venus.
Take this, Earth Clown.
Oh man, that was a good trick I did there. So yeah, Marvin's also important for the fact that part of his creation actually had to deal with Bugs Bunny's character.
I hate that terrible clown.
Before Marvin and some of the other enemies that Bugs would have to deal with, one of Bugs' recurring foes was Elmer, and problem was, I mean, Elmer didn't really make too good of an antagonist in a lot of the shorts. I mean, he worked, but personality-wise, though, Elmer sometimes was so, like, gullible and friendly kind of guy, where it's like, some people both the audience and even people at Warner Brothers were starting to feel a bit sorry that, you know, Bugs was essentially bullying him. So they compromised this. Chuck Jones compromised this by creating some new sets of enemies that were pretty much not as nice as Elmer, and to pretty much allow Bugs to cut loose. Not to mention, part of it was also that they had to, like, change Bugs' personality on if what he's doing is justified or not. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get down to Marvin's moveset and, like, how he works, really. So, or at least as much as I can cover, because I had a bad run with Marvin for this video because my internet kept acting up at crucial points in matches where I died more to the lag than the actual people, which I find unfair. Anyway, Marvin's neutral attack is him with his bubble gun, which that comes from Looney Tunes Back in Action. As silly as it sounds, it was actually a pretty good weapon. It gave Bugs some trouble in the climax of the movie. The bubble gun, there's two ways that it works. When it's fully charged, it'll be a big slow-moving bubble that will damage if it hits someone, or it'll just travel a small bit until it expires, or again until it hits someone or something. Now, as you've seen a few times, the bubble also like will catch projectiles, both enemy and ally projectiles. So it's actually quite handy because, yeah, as you saw there, it captured that card that Joker shot out, and it was very handy and helpful. The smaller bubbles it shoots out, they're damaging, but they don't do the capture effect well. This outfit of Marvin is referred to as Commander, oh god, what was it? Commander X something. I have to look it up already, because this is where my troubles would start with the lag. Okay, let's see. I'm going as quickly as I can. Commander X2 is what it was. So, Commander X2, that was just basically Marvin in the Duck Dodgers cartoon, the show, really, from Cartoon Network. Duck Dodgers in the 24th... Was it the 24th? Yeah, in the 24th 1/2 century? Or was it the 23rd? Yeah, in the 24th and 1/2 century. Alright, so back to Marvin's moveset. Marvin's side attack, as you can see, is he does a quick punch and a kick before he ends it with shooting an energy blast from his ray gun. Pretty powerful. It does end very well and does some good damage. Plus, if the enemies were to break out of the combo, especially if Marvin has fired his shot, you can redirect it with his neutral special, which we'll go into the details of that. All in all, it's pretty handy. Next would be, ouch, his up attack, which basically he shoots from his ray gun. Just shoots upwards with it. It's handy though. Especially if you can, okay, yeah, see what I mean by the lag? See what I mean by the lag? And then this guy just got annoying. Marvin's down attack is him using the disintegration pistol, I think it's called. Or just the disintegration ray. Yeah, it doesn't really say, it just simply goes over the specials. or just the electro pistol, whatever you want to call it. The disintegration ray is handy, and as you can see, since it's a purple bolt, it bypasses armor, which is very useful. But there is a downside to it, and that downside is that Marvin actually takes a bit of damage when he uses it. But still, it does some good damage. See, okay, this was me trying to rematch him, and again... Oh yeah, I forgot. So, whatever is considered projectiles, yeah, the bubble will capture them and, you know, make them into yours. But like I said, what it considers projectiles can be weird. And the fact that Smith's agent clones are considered projectiles is pretty humorous. Anyway, the air version of the moves, they're roughly the same, except for his side special, or his side attack, where he does a kick. Kick can be charged, and it's a little handy to do. Now for his specials. The neutral special is the K62 projectile modulator, or just simply the modulator as I call it. This is a very integral move to Marvin's moveset. As you see, it redirects any projectiles, either yours or your teammates if you're doing 2v2s, and it's very handy because of that. It can really throw people off with it. At the same time, if you use it and you're up close to someone, it does damage them a little, so it can kind of help if you're trying to pull off a combo. But the modulator has a recharge time on the redirection part, that is. So it has only 2 uses to redirect. Any other time you use it, you're not gonna accomplish anything really. Marvin's side special on the ground is it's referred to as the Acme Space-Time Rifle. And this was actually from a cartoon, an old cartoon I remember seeing. But what it will do is that Marvin will shoot out a projectile, and it travels a short distance. If it can hit the enemy, it will pull them to Marvin. So yeah, see? But it doesn't travel that far, and plus its wind-up time for Marvin to use, it does leave him open. Also, it takes a while to it also needs some time to recharge before you can use it again. So, problems of it being is that without it, Marvin doesn't really have anything to defend himself with in terms of side specials. Marvin's up special is that he'll blow on his trumpet, and what it will then do is summon his saucer. And from there, the saucer will need a moment to prime its missile, but the missile will stay aimed and locked on Marvin until it fires. Once it fires, it just goes wherever Marvin was last at. Oh yeah, I was so enraged because of minor lag that did this to me. Took me a while to realize, oh wait a minute, hold on, I didn't pause the footage. Anyway, as I continue with the specials, that is. So yeah, the up special, the missile with the saucer. It does a lot of damage. In fact, it's one of Marvin's more damaging moves. Problem is that the missile's easy to dodge, And although you can use the modulator to, you know, fix that, the other problem is that, and this is a thing that you're going to see a few times, is that, and I hate it, I want them to fix it, is that anytime Marvin's projectiles are dodged, or any projectiles, even if they get redirected or anything like that, if you dodge it once and it comes back and you've already dodged it, it just doesn't count as a projectile anymore. And I find that stupid. I want them to fix that. Because I find it completely unfair that I could have a powerful projectile, like, all made up from redirecting and everything, and what happens? All because they've dodged it beforehand, and it was all for nothing. Marvin's down special is the flag. It's referred to as "In the Name of Mars."
In the name of Mars.
Yes, like that, Marvin. So for that one, Marvin will put his flag on the ground and he'll have an aura. Any of your opponents that get in that aura, they'll have that flag symbol on them, and what it'll do is projectiles will try to home in on the opponent, but see how easy it is for that saucer to get destroyed? It's either avoid the missile or destroy the saucer. But yeah, the flag can be very handy for the fact that if you can get your opponent locked in with it, it makes for certain projectiles easier, but they can still dodge, and again, similar to what I mentioned, similar to what I've mentioned from before, it's that how once it's dodged, if it's redirected or anything like that, I don't know why they gave up. It's unfair.
I'll make this quick.
Oh, this outfit Marvin's wearing, this is the Space Jam the Toon Squad outfit, 1996, from the original movie. But the thing is, though, Marvin wasn't a player on the team. He was the ref for the game. Which is a bit odd because, you know, everyone's lives are at stake, their freedom is at stake, and then later, Michael Jordan's freedom is at stake. And yet you have Marvin, who is the referee for that match. Anyway, as for the air versions of Marvin's specials, all but what I just did there. They're all the same except for the side one where it's referred to as the Centurion headbutt, which, yeah, Marvin will deliver a headbutt. Pretty handy to do to build up for the kick or some other combos.
Mars, it's hard.
It can. I mean, considering that one of your teammates, Superman, is John Jones, Martian Manhunter, you know, of course Mars is going to hit hard. It would be funny if Martian Manhunter got into this game and he has dialogue with Marvin where he's like, "You're not an actual Martian." So all in all, Marvin, when utilized right, he can be very damaging and devastating. It's why, especially, that he's classified as an assassin, even though he somewhat plays like a mage. Although that was because he was meant to be a mage. Like, some characters had different classifications either before they were dropped or before after the beta. So that's one of the things with Marvin, is that he does have very good combo potential, and his moveset really plays up with projectiles and redirection, so he's pretty neat to have. As for his signature perks, out of the three of them, I would rely on the modulator one, which is the one I'm using. What that one does is that it will not only, it will, what does it do? Oh, when you redirect your projectiles, or your ally projectiles, they not only gain a slight increase in size and power, but they get a slight speed increase too. The other signature perk of Marvin's would be the one with the saucer. With that one, instead of one large missile, the saucer will shoot 3. Oh, so I'm just gonna say this now. Wait, what? Oh, I was gonna say, why is my thing acting up? I forgot to show this stage back when we did Samurai Jack. And this guy decided to give up. Don't worry, I'll go over it proper and talk about it. And also, Marvin's wearing the Toon Squad of New Legacy, which in that one, he was, well actually at first, part of the plot was that LeBron and Bugs needed a way to travel around the serververse, so they had to trick Marvin in order for them to steal his saucer. Once they gathered all the Looney Tunes, there we go. My mic got disconnected. But once Marvin, once the tunes have been regathered, I believe Marvin did join the team proper, although he was still a little salty by the fact that see, that is a case of where, had that hit, that would have done a lot of damage, but no. He'd already dodged it, and it's considered dodge. Fix this, please, player first games. I don't want this kind of thing to be the reason people get to live. Okay, so anything else with Marvin? Like, I've already went over with the New Legacy. The only downsides to Marvin is being an assassin, he is a glass cannon, and therefore he can easily be launched around. And this is where lag kicked in again. Second is, Marvin doesn't really have a lot of killing options. Killing options as in, some of Marvin's moves don't really have a lot of killing power to them. Like, you have to put them at a high enough percentage to kill them, and that's the problem.
I actually felt that one. Always working on new material.
So the only moves that do have, well, the only move I should say, that has enough killing power to kill at the bare minimum of when the enemy percentage gets high enough would be the missile. But even then, you know, that's not always going to be 100% reliable. But still, if you can, like... Oh yeah, another hint of help I can give is if you're Marvin, if you can get your enemy into the flag and get the flag debuff on them, just try to spam a bit using the bubble and your up shots. Like, just spam it a bit. Chances are you will get a few hits in. And also, yes, try to hit with the missile. Now that was a case of where the bubble should have damaged him, but it didn't. Again, that bubble should have damaged him, but he didn't. Fix this player first, games. Please. So I don't lose to bullshit like this.
No jokes here, clown.
And the lag. The lag.
Oh! Oh, dear! You were defeated.
And I don't want to rematch if I get lag like this.
But I am no stranger to war.
Marvin also works excellently in 2v2s, especially if you have a character that does have some projectile moves. Like, for example, ironically, he and Bugs and Tom and Jerry work really well together because of this, due to the ability to redirect the projectiles. Anyway, that's enough. The rest of the costumes, you know, they're the same original kind. Shark Week, the Shark Week, the Toonverse, all that sort of stuff. So, I will see you guys after the montage, and don't worry, like I said, I go over the water tower stage in this video, so you'll see after that, so enjoy me losing.
Give up.
Prepare for disintegration. Point for red. That's why every Martian invader has a plan B. Ooh, blue wins that point.
Too dark.
Oh dear, you were defeated. In the name of Mars. You won't make a fool of this Martian twice. supposed to be an earth-shattering. You were defeated.
Alright, people. As frustrating as it was to see lag kick in several times in so many of my different matches, there's one more thing I need to do. For a brief moment, we were on the new map, we were on one of the new maps that came out for Season 2, the water tower, but the problem was, we didn't even, it was that Bugs Bunny player either suffered lag or didn't want to face the facts that he would have not been able to beat me. I don't know. But what I do know is that we got the water tower here, so... Oh, we can only select one. Well, let's just do this one. The water tower stage. It's a very basic, simple stage, as you can see here. There's 3 versions of it. One version is like this, but the gimmick is that the shield here, the door of the tower to the water tower, can be opened. If you hit it enough times... Oh, how ironic.
Your sparse whiskers are in for a pummeling. Your sparse whiskers are in for a pummeling.
So yeah, anytime you hit the door enough times, it will open up and it will randomly reveal one of the characters in there doing one of their taunts, emotes. Now, it varies from who it is. Do be careful though, because once that door opens, you do take damage from it being open. And plus, the shield here, the door acts as a bit of a wall. I'm not sure how many characters are in here.
Your Scooby snacks are mine.
I'm not sure how many characters have these, but you got the likes of Bugs, Jason, Superman, Arya, Steven Universe, Stripe, Harley, Banana Guard. Trying to think who else appeared in it. I think those are the only few I can think of. The ladders here will help you get back up on the stage. Now, they're not going to show up unless we really got fighting, but as the fight goes on, balloons will start coming up from the side to help you recover, but you can pop them and potentially fall off into the knockout zone. This whole stage really is meant to be a big... Well, it's meant to... Oh, I forgot. Finn was also in here. Anyway, this whole stage is meant to essentially be a reference to not just so much as... not so much as just to Warner Brothers Studios, but it is also mostly a reference to the Animaniacs. Like, you could see a lot of stuff going on in the background. Like, over here off to the side, you can see Acme Labs over here. You can also see the Mystery Machine in the parking lot of Acme Labs. At the same time, if it shows up, anytime now, it should show up. I'll pop this open again and...
Scooby snacks are mine.
In again. Oh, there's the Batmobile. Bruce is chasing after someone. Also off to the side here, you can see a nest on one of the rooftops with feathers. That is a reference to the good feathers from the Animaniacs. It was a skit segment of 3 pigeons. Now over here, let's see what we got over here as Easter eggs. So over here for Easter eggs, I don't know if that rocket ship poking out is meant to be an Easter egg or not of some kind. or maybe it has to deal with something for later, but given that it's coming out of a studio here, let me just position myself. Yeah, given that it's coming out of stage 22, it might be something that it's meant to be filming. Further in the background, you could see two statues of the hippo couple. I forgot their names. I think it was Flavio and Martha, or Maria. And then further next to them is basically a billboard advertising, the tree fort. Apparently some of these stages are being filmed. And then further in the background, you could see a train track and what looks like to be a desert environment. Of course, it's part of Hollywood. But I think it's meant to be a reference to the unreleased but soon-to-be stage that takes place in Wile E. Coyote. There's also something else far there in the background where you see the multiverses word. So yeah, it's a very fun stage design. Very simple, straight to the point. I think it like randomizes with the characters it'll use, but for now it uses, like I said, Arya, Banana Guard, Steven, Finn, Bugs, Superman, Jason, and Stripe. And Harley. I don't know if it has anyone else in it. They'll probably animate more over time. There's two other versions of this stage. One is identical to this, but the door is locked, so you can't hit it. It's disabled. And the other one is without these floating platforms here. I believe, to a further extent, the third variant removes the balloons as well. Oh, hey. Is that... I could see down there. Hold on. I see a shark. Is that meant to be a reference to Jaws? Trying to read the movies. Just a Harley Quinn movie, a horror one featuring Rain Dog, and one with Superman, a romance one. And then just down here, all we have is just Scooby-Doo and a Batman one. Right, so, yeah, like I said, it's a fun stage. And more importantly, this is probably like the best render like depiction of the water tower that I've ever seen. Like, the water tower has always been an iconic part of the Warner Brothers studio, if only because of Animaniacs. Alrighty then, oh yeah, I did mention with stages, unreleased stages that have been discovered in the data mine, but I'll save that for the next one. So that'll do for this episode of Multiverses. Join me next time. As for our next character, it'll be Rain Dog here. Rain Dog's unique for the fact, and I will be sure to mention this again, that he is the only character who is original to this game. But there's going to be more to explain about him in the next one. So, that is it, and I will see you guys next time.
Earthlings do love talking, don't they?